What if I told you you were leaving $300 to $500 on the table for each client you interact with who would be appropriate for some level of guidance from you outside of the clinic? Would it change your mind about how we've always thought about the exercise spectrum? What's up, everybody? I'm Dr. Ray Gorman, physical therapist, CEO, and founder of Engage Movement, a company that helps in-person providers diversify their time with a virtual offer. Today, we are going to chat about the exercise spectrum and try to break your brains on everything you learned in physical therapy school on how you can actually start getting some really good money for getting clients great outcomes by just beefing up your quote unquote home exercise program. And it all starts with just kind of reimagining what a home exercise program is and creating some boundaries around that offer. So the way that I view the exercise spectrum and what kind of allowed me to expand my business model as a clinician and create recurring revenue within my business was looking at it as though like exercise happened on this spectrum. I've got my home exercise program, I've got my therapeutic exercise, then I've got my prescriptive exercise and my fitness and performance programming. And notice that prescriptive exercise program fits in as a bridge, right? We all are providers that want to bridge the gap between rehab and performance. And that's exactly what I did with my prescriptive exercise program in my practice. If you guys are unfamiliar with what we do, we run a model called the Performance Provider Growth Model that allows in-person providers to add a virtual offer to their business so that they no longer need to be tied to a schedule, tied to sessions in order to generate revenue. One of the ways that we do that is by adding an offer that we call a prescriptive exercise program that builds recurring revenue within the business and extends your service outside of your facility walls. So the first thing that we need to do here is we need to redefine and create boundaries around what a home exercise program is in the first place, right? So the way that we identify a home exercise program is that's something that's kind of given on the first visit. It's really a low dose, a low level of exercise. We generally, in what we were taught in school, was give that on your initial eval day. It's usually repeated with a generic rep scheme for a set period of time, right? I want you to do this 3 sets of 10, 1 time, 2 times per day. And changes really only happen where the session is happening, where time is being exchanged, right? We're not really giving the clients a lot of external load. It's typically used for like desensitization, body weight, repetition, building volume, desensitizing joints to ranges. So that's kind of where we draw the line for this. Therapeutic exercise is the clinical term for exercise management that we use to build strength, increase range of motion, and ultimately resolve client issues. Now, this is something that is reimbursable by insurance because it's taking place in direct supervision and with medical necessity to the client's needs, right? But a lot of our clients in the performance realm, they need programming, they need loads that are beyond what insurance would deem necessary. They're not concerned with their activities of daily living. They're concerned with getting back into the gym, with deadlifting heavy, with doing the thing that provides them health, fitness, longevity. So it's our job to understand like where does kind of the rules of, the current traditional model, where does that actually hold us back from getting clients the outcomes that they're actually looking for? Therapeutic exercise also must be performed under clinical supervision, right? That's one of the qualifiers for it to be reimbursable. Now, what we've kind of done is we've kind of said, well, look, there's this gap in really the exercise spectrum where we think providers should be able to get compensated for their time outside of the clinic walls, for providing programming, for providing access, for providing modifications, for helping clients with decision-making criteria in the performance realm. And that's where the prescriptive exercise program really comes into play, right? So we structure our eval in a way that we're able to create a program for a client on day one, and we essentially sell that program in tandem with the high value in-person visits. essentially giving us a mechanism to work with that person in the clinic, in the facility, and also work with that person outside of the facility where your time isn't being monopolized, your energy isn't being drained, and you're actually being compensated for that high level skill set. So this is going to start to look much more like traditional strength and conditioning, but it's not going to be a fully built out program. It's not going to be a full fitness offer. It's actually one of the biggest mistakes that we make, that we see people make when they're adding in a prescriptive exercise program. The PEP is done on the client's own time in their own facility. So if they go to a CrossFit gym, maybe they're going to open gym, maybe they're making modifications to their workout. If you're working with a golfer, maybe you're actually providing for them a number of balls to hit, a number of time to practice, a number of swings to take, an intensity to swing. So I want you to know that this doesn't just have to live in the strength and conditioning realm, although that is where it is highly effective. The beauty of the prescriptive exercise program is that the changes in communication are happening dynamically between sessions. So we're putting everything into an app. We're giving clients access to us in a protected way, saying, I'm available from this time to this time. And now we can help clients navigate their ecosystem, navigate their training, where we're finally compensated for that at the tune of $200, $300, $400, $500 a month, depending on how aggressive you'd like to get with your pricing. This is a cash-based service that brings in recurring revenue into your business. So think of this like gas in the tank. Think of recurring revenue as stability, safety. So you no longer have to start each month at zero, just relying on selling package after package and constantly acquiring clients. When you add a prescriptive exercise program into your operations, we sometimes see client lifetime value literally double because we're able to work with that client, solve a different problem that goes beyond the in-person process and generates recurring revenue for another 3, 6, 9 months, sometimes even longer. On the other end of the spectrum, we have the fitness and performance program, right? Now, keep in mind that generally this is a remote or in-person service, depending on if you are a remote coach, if you're a personal trainer working in person. And this is a fitness program that includes strength and conditioning. So this is all inclusive. Generally, the PEP is going to be one of these things where we are trying to find entry points, fill buckets of need for client, build protective workload so they can get back to the fitness activities that they love. So if you are interested in adding a service to your business, adding recurring revenue to your business because you're just stressed out, chasing constant client acquisition month over month, and you want something that will provide a little bit more of stability, feel free to reach out on Instagram at RayGormanDPT or head over to our website, www.engagemovement.com, and check out our programs page where you can get a free training to learn more about the PPGM, what we call the Performance Provider Growth Model. The healthcare field is evolving, and this is the model of the future for performance-based providers and your performance-based clients. If you are the type of person who said you want to bridge the gap from rehab to performance, blend fitness and healthcare, this is the offer for you. I welcome you to come check out our content a little bit more, and we'd be happy to have a conversation with you.